Hey, Arth Guy here. I have a hot take today. Video games are pretty cool. Shocking, I know. As a red-blooded, bacon-slurping American, I can't possibly think that vid-io-games are anything but a threat to our children's welfare, yeah? Or maybe I am actually a high-minded intellectual who has played so many video games that I could give you a 30-minute detailed breakdown of the Dark Souls lore to prove how big-brained I am. I mean, I could, but I'm not a lore channel. I am memeing, but don't worry, I'm building up to a point. Video games are kind of weird when you really break it down. Humans have always enjoyed our sense of escapism, whether it's walking out into the woods and pretending to hunt the most terrifying beasts in the world, or whether it's reading a book and thinking, wow, I can imagine it now. But video games take that to a step further. They give you the full audio-visual experience. Movies are cool, but smell-o-vision ain't got nothing on full 360 control of these pixelated goobers. That said, there's no such thing as real escapism. Even with VR, which is all about stepping into a new set of shoes, it can't simulate a true and real escape from reality. And that's probably for the best. I'm no therapist, but completely checking out from the world sounds like a bad idea. That said, it's not impossible for a video game to snap you out of reality so completely that you forget what day it is, where your keys are, why are you in my house, and what's the phone number for 911. I've seen people get absolutely absorbed into the world that these games present us with. The stories, the characters, the worlds and landscapes all pulling at you and asking you to forget just for a little bit and imagine a world that's bigger, better, and more beautiful. Beautiful. Once upon a time, saying a video game was beautiful would have been a weird statement. You'd get some raised eyebrows, more than when you go out with that neckbeard of yours and eye bags from 72 hours of World of Warcraft. Video games were complimented on a lot of things: scope, imagination, story, but beauty was, for the longest time, not on the radar. Allow me to remind you that video games used to look like this. I swear, there's more edges here than in a Twitter thread. Oh, my apologies. An X thread. Ugh. But as time has passed and the industry has evolved, video games have also grown. From Pong forwards, we really pushed the envelope on how stunning and realistic we could get video games to look. But that's not the kind of beauty I like. When I think about beauty in video games, I don't think about hyper-realistic images that look like they just got photoshopped out of Google Maps. I like beauty that can only be found in video games. Beauty that can't be happened upon by design. Beauty that can only happen when its creation is entirely in the hands of the player. Let me explain. You're playing your favorite game. You just finished a quest and are trying to figure out what to do next. So you wander around a bit until suddenly, you're stopped by a sight that you weren't expecting. Maybe you've experienced this. Maybe you haven't experienced this. But it's moments like these that make video games so different to me as a medium. A painting is gorgeous, but you know that it took hours of painstaking effort and skill to create it. It's deliberate. The ending of Xenoblade 3 is also gorgeous, but it is the culmination of years of work from gifted developers and writers and game designers. It's deliberate. I appreciate and value art in these forms as well, but the kind of beauty that always stops me in my tracks are those moments of accidental beauty, or if not accidental, unpredictable beauty. Moments that can't be planned in the conventional sense. Yes, that scene from Dragon Age I just showed was designed. The sands, the moon, the stars, all that was made purposely as a world space. But that moment, that turn of my screen, that exact placement of the camera, these aren't things that can be planned. You chase down a bird because you feel like it, and you're met with an image that looks like a moving painting. You're mountain climbing through a rainstorm and come across the shadow of a forlorn ruin rising up from the fog. You're minding your own business, doing a side activity, when holy crap, that's a dragon! You can't really plan for moments like this. They're entirely subject to what decisions you make, where you go, when you go there, and whether you decide to look for yourself. It's this chance nature to them that can only be experienced in either real life or video games. And with the ease of access in comparison to real-world travel, it's an experience that many of us can easily find. Of course, this can translate to other kinds of emotions and experiences as well. Accidental or unintentional moments of fear, anger, or confusion. And all these things follow the basic underlying point. Uncontrollable unpredictability creating moments of genuine emotional response or connection. Something that is becoming more and more necessary in a world that is so deeply connected despite how deeply isolated the individual is becoming. Every inch of the world has been explored and photographed. Unless you yourself trek out into the underbrush of a jungle or dive deep beneath the seas, you are unlikely to experience an exact moment of unpredictable beauty that someone hasn't photographed for you to experience from the comfort of the couch. It's not the same, but in these moments, video games can simulate that experience that I believe is so intrinsic to human nature. The desire to see something, to feel something that no one else has. It's why we strive so fervently for individuality. Why so many people throughout history have wanted to be something or do something that no one else has ever been or done before. And in that way, video games are a truly miraculous medium. Even if only in pixels, even if it's only for a moment, even if it's entirely accidental, that moment still happened. You still got to stop and say, wow, that's something no one else has ever experienced. Naturally, many people probably won't think those exact same things in that moment. It's natural to be swept up in the game and not even notice the little things like that. But every once in a while, everyone will have a moment like that, which makes their experience entirely unique. Everyone can watch the same movie. Everyone can read the same book. Everyone can start up the same game. But not everyone plays the same game. Therein lies the accidental beauty of an interactive media, such as video games. And therein lies what I love so much about video games. Thank you for watching. I know this is definitely different from my usual content and is somewhat out of left field, as well as being, well, rather poetic. But as my channel description states, I run this channel on intrusive thoughts, so I make what I want. And I hope you enjoyed this. It was definitely shorter than normal, which I honestly enjoyed. But it was also short since I didn't really feel the need to make a super long essay explaining exactly what I had to say, since I feel that it's something people can naturally relate to. I'll keep up the regular content, don't worry, but every once in a while I like to shake it up. Life that goes exactly how you'd expect would be boring after all. But I do expect and I hope to see you around the hearth next time. Bye, folks.